Hi everyone, this is Nadia from Ripples of Change, and today I am wearing the color blue, and we're also going to be working on the throat chakra. And so the throat chakra is pretty self-explanatory. It works on what you think it works on, and that's the throat. And that can oftentimes be how we talk to ourselves, but also how we share our emotions, share our feelings, convey our ideas to others. And I find that the throat chakra can be sometimes really challenging for folks unblocking the throat chakra, especially if you're from a marginalized identity. And so you can subscribe yourself to that as you see fit. And I think that it's really important to show up authentically in your yoga practice and show up acknowledging where you come from, and maybe how that can interact and change how you've learned to relate with your voice, with your sense of expression. And so in this practice, we're going to be doing some physical movements, and those physical movements are really actually going to work on opening up the throat through neck stretches, through chest opening. And so I'm really looking forward to this class. And for this practice, we're just going to need 2 blocks. And if you would like to start with a bolster for our seated portion, that's also good. And I'm going to try and give as many adaptations or modifications as possible. But if you ever need any additional, feel free to drop them in the comments. So to get started, we're going to be in a seated position. And so you can be in easy pose, or you could be seated on your knees and ankles like this. And so we're going to actually start with something we call lion's breath. And to do this, you're going to want to have your fingers pointed away from the body. You're going to lean forward so that the hands are completely on the ground. And if you have a lot of mobility in the wrist, you can even flip the wrist so that the fingertips are pointed towards your body. So finding whatever arm variation feels good for you. And we're going to inhale, breathe through the nose. And then exhale, we stick out the tongue, breathe out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more like that. Inhale through the nose. Release. Last one. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. Closing the mouth and just finding a gentle inhale and exhale through the nose. And as we start to settle the breath, settle the mind, maybe setting an intention for this practice. And I invite you to maybe even say this intention out loud. And your intention can really be anything. It could be a word, it could be a phrase, it could be an I am statement. I am grateful. I am peace. I am loving awareness. I speak my truth. So finding that intention and just saying it out loud, maybe 1 to 2 times. And then releasing that intention. Not feeling like you have to hold on to it for too long. On your next inhale, rising the arms up towards the sky. Interlacing the fingers, lifting the fingers up so the palms of the hands are facing up towards the sky. We're going to exhale, reach over to the right side. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, releasing the right hand down towards the ground. Left arm reaches a little bit deeper to the right side. Beautiful. Finding that breath. Maybe you continue to exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, bringing both hands in front of you. Maybe you slide the hands forward, finding a child's pose. Allowing your breath to just soften. Allowing your breath to be your guide. On our next inhale, we're going to slide the left hand to the left side and then reach the right hand over, up and over to the left. And then on our next inhale, we're going to reach both hands up towards the sky, interlacing those fingers again, reaching up towards the sky, and then exhale, hands lower. Inhale, circling them back up. Finding 2 more rotations in that direction. Nice and slow circles. And then when you get back up to the top on that next inhale, pausing for a moment, and then exhale, switching directions. And then on your next inhale, when the palms are up towards the sky, just lengthening the spine, feeling this stretch, engaging every single vertebra. And then exhale, bringing those interlaced hands to the throat. Our chin is up towards the sky. Maybe you rise the chin up a bit more. Imagining this blue gem, maybe this blue light radiating out from the throat, radiating out your intentions. One last breath here. Deep inhale and exhale, release, bringing chin to chest, lowering the hands. Breathing for a moment. Maybe noticing the power of the words that you say out loud. Is it harder to release an intention once you've said it with your voice, once you've shared it with somebody else? Just pondering for a moment, and then slowly transitioning into our tabletop position. So for tabletop, you're going to have hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. You can tuck the toes, or you can leave them untucked. If you have sensitivity in the wrist, you can bring the blocks underneath the wrists. And if you have sensitivities in the knees, you can maybe even grab a blanket or just a small cushion for underneath the knees. And so then when we're in this tabletop position, we're going to exhale. The chin will rise up. The tailbone will rise up. This is our cow. And then we'll inhale, chin to chest, tailbone towards the ground, forehead towards the ground, cat. Inhale. Or exhale. Cow. Inhale, Inhale, pressing into the palms as you move every single vertebra in the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale. Cat. Exhale, adding in that lion's breath, sticking out the tongue, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale. Lion's breath, exhale. Last one, inhale. Lion's breath, exhale. And this time, inhaling, coming into a neutral tabletop. Maybe you sway the hips from side to side. And then we're going to exhale, lift the hands up, bringing our hands to hips. So we're on the knees right now. And if you want, we're going to go into camel pose. And so you want to grab the blocks and put them on opposite sides of the ankles. And so we're going to inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky, engage the core, engage the glutes, so squeezing the booty together. And then we're going to exhale, dropping our right hand to meet that block. Inhale, finding that stretch. Exhale, releasing the left arm down to also meet that block. This is our camel pose, and if you want to progress a little bit further, if you have the mobility in your neck, you can exhale and release the chin, so dropping the head back. Whether your chin is locked or unlocked, you're still getting the same benefits of the pose. So monitoring how your neck feels. One last breath here. Noticing that blue gem, that blue light stemming from the neck, radiating those intentions. And then exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, we lift the right arm up. And then exhale, we lift the left arm up. Release, hands to hips. Maybe shaking the hips out from side to side as we slowly bring the hands back onto the mat, coming into that tabletop. And then moving right into our puppy pose. So keeping the hips level. And then we're going to just straighten the arms in front of us so that the forearms hit the floor and then forehead hits the floor. Our tailbone is up towards the sky. You might feel sensation in your armpits, your upper shoulders. Maybe as you sit in this pose, you find yourself opening up a little bit more space. Maybe you inch the fingers forward. And then exhale, grounding you into whatever current position you're in. Can you hear your body talking to you? That could be any feedback or sensations. That could be the little voice in your head. That could be the stirring of those intentions. One last breath here. Deep inhale. And then exhale, slowly starting to bring the hands right to your shoulders. And then inhale, rise up back into that tabletop. We're going to sway the hips a little bit from side to side.
And then tuck the toes if they're not already tucked. Inhale, lifting the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. And then from here, just walking out your dog a little bit. So bending the knees, really pressing into the hands, allowing for the hips to rise. And then finding a moment of stillness in this downward facing dog. Allowing yourself to just breathe. And then we'll inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bending that right knee, opening up in the hips. And then maybe inhale, finding 1 or 2 circles on that 3-legged dog. And then on that next exhale, stepping the foot forward to reach as close to the hands as possible. And then maybe inching the foot forward if it doesn't reach all the way. Dropping the left knee, untucking the toes. Inhale, hands to hips. Exhale. Finding a little bit of stability in the pose, in this low lunge. And then we'll inhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Exhale, opening up in the chest as you look up towards the sky. Allowing for a gradual opening up again in the chest and the neck. Allowing yourself to breathe. Allowing that blue gem, that blue light to radiate from the throat. Filling up the space with your intentions. And then exhale, release both hands back to the ground. Exhale, dropping both knees down back into that tabletop. Swaying out the hips from side to side. Inhale, tucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time doing the other side. So inhale, we lift the left leg up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, bending the left knee. And finding some hip circles in that 3-legged dog. And noticing how one side might feel a little bit more tense than the other. Just noticing. Trying not to say any judgment to yourself. And then on our next exhale, stepping that foot forward as close as we can to hand. And then sliding the foot forward, hands back. Coming into that lunge, dropping the right knee, untucking the toes. Inhale, hands to hips. Exhale, finding a sense of stability in the pose. Inhale, interlacing the hands behind the back. Exhale, looking up towards the sky, pressing the shoulders open. Allowing yourself to just gently release into this pose. What is your body's truth in this moment? And the concept of truth is really interesting because truth can be harsh, truth can be kind. Can we approach a truth that is also nonviolence when we speak to ourselves about our bodies, about our minds, about our relationships? One last breath here. Exhale, release. Bringing both hands to the ground, both knees. Tabletop, swaying the hips from side to side. Inhale, we tuck the toes. Exhale, lift the hips. Finding that tabletop one last time that feels nice and good for you. And then we'll inhale, look forward, slight bend in the knees. Exhale, walking the feet forward. Inhale, release the head down. Forward fold. lift, flat back. Exhale, release, forward fold. Grabbing both elbows, maybe you sway from side to side. Allowing the back to just elongate a little bit more. Allowing yourself this chance to whisper little words of encouragement halfway through the practice. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Inhale, root to rise, rising the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Connecting back with your intentions for a moment. And then as soon as you've said the intention, releasing it. Not trying to hold on, grasp too tightly to our intentions, but rather speaking them into our consciousness, into existence, through gentle practice. One last breath here. And then we'll inhale, looking up towards the sky. Arms extended out towards the sky. Slight back bend, engage the glutes. Fingertips go past the head. And then exhale, bringing the fingertips back towards the ground. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, both hands come to the ground, stepping back into a plank. Finding this strength here. We're just going to be here for a moment. And in this moment, can you say those words of encouragement? Say those intentions? Can you find this strength to speak your truths? Maybe that's that you need to get out of plank. Or maybe that's that you need to do plank more often. You'll be here for just 5 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, dropping the knees down to the ground, lifting the feet, and slowly lowering the chest down to the mat. Dropping the feet to the mat. Inching your fingers forward, and then inhale, lifting up in the chest. Cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pressing up into a tabletop. Swaying the hips from side to side a bit. And we're slowly going to transition to being on our backs. So if we have the blocks on our side, we're just going to move them out of the way. And then we're going to bring our feet to the side, dropping the hips down, bringing our legs in front. We're just going to shake out the legs for a bit. Maybe bring the neck from side to side. Maybe bring the neck into circles. And then from here, we're going to lift the hips forward so that we have a bending in the knees. And then we're going to bring the hands to the shins, coming into this almost ball. And then engaging the core, squeezing up. And then exhale, release. Arms come up towards the sky. Maybe our feet lift a bit. We're in a variation of boat here. And then we're going to exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, lower. 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 2 more. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, lower. This time, we're gonna rock up and down on the back, and we're making our way into a shoulder stand. So once you've found this momentum, once you've gotten this nice back massage, bringing all of the weight onto the shoulders, bringing both hands to the lower back. You want forearms on the ground. Feet lifted up towards the sky. You can have a flex in the feet or a point, or maybe you point and flex. Maybe you speak out loud your intentions. I am peace. I am grateful. I speak my truth. And then exhale, we're gonna move into plow. So slowly lowering the feet over the head, bringing both hands interlaced to the ground. Finding this sense of calm. And then on your next exhale, slowly engaging the core, bringing the feet back up and around as you slowly lower the feet. And then with both feet extended long, both arms extended long, allowing for just a gentle sense of rest. Shavasana. Final resting pose. So you can stay in this position, or you can bring both feet to the ground, both knees up towards the sky. This will allow for you to flatten out the back a bit. And if you want, you could bring both feet to the edges of the mat, knees kissing. Allowing for yourself to just be in this truth. Be one with your intentions. And if you want, you can even start to hum a bit, allowing for this vibration to come from the throat and move throughout the body. Can the vibration of your throat be its own form of meditation? So instead of focusing in on the breath, maybe focusing in on how this vibration of this humming moves you. And not some grandiose movement. The body is not moving from right to left, but rather this energetic movement. Like the humming is shaking up some stuckness in the body that just needs to leave.
keeping with this humming for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, inhaling and lifting the arms up above the head. Maybe you exhale and bring the arms to the right. Inhale, bring them back to center. Exhale, bring the arms to the left. Bring them back to center. Making yourself long. Taking up as much space on the ground as you possibly can. And saying those affirmations, that intention, one last time. I am peace. I am grateful. I am speaking my truth. Allowing for yourself to just soak up those words. Soak up the last of that blue light that you've circulated throughout the room. Knowing that that blue gem that radiates from the throat is always present within you. And then when you've soaked up all the benefits from this practice, bringing the knees into chest, and we're gonna just find a gentle spinal roll, a gentle rocking back up into our seated position. Bringing the hands to heart center, bowing into yourself. Having just a moment of gratitude for taking the time for yourself for this practice. May the positive benefits that you reap from this practice be shared with all of those around you. May you go forth and create ripples of change. Ashe. And so it is. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It's always a pleasure. I hope that you were able to receive something from this practice. And I hope that you're able to use your throat, maybe with a little bit more intentionality than before. And knowing that many of the words that we say to others are also the words that we say to ourselves. So how can we be more thoughtful and caring to those around us, but also how can we be more thoughtful and caring to ourselves, most importantly? Okay, that's it for today. Bye.